Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're joining us today, chances are that you, or maybe someone you care deeply about, is navigating an incredibly frustrating and exhausting path. As specialists in this field, we want to start by just validating that journey. It is so deeply discouraging when standard treatments just aren't working. But today, we're going to show you that there is an entire world of advanced science waiting beyond those standard daily pills. Let's get right into the journey of hope, demystifying treatment-resistant depression.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap so you know exactly where we're headed. We'll cover 1. What is treatment-resistant depression? 2. Why standard medications fail. 3. Modern interventional psychiatry solutions. 4. The power of neuroplasticity. And 5. Your path to remission.
Let's just address the biggest question right out of the gate. Can treatment-resistant depression actually be cured? Now, we completely understand the desperate desire for a permanent, one-and-done fix. But to really grasp the science of recovery, we need to gently shift our focus here. In modern psychiatry, major depressive disorder is managed as a complex, chronic, neurobiological condition, rather than something we can just magically erase forever.
So instead of focusing on a cure, our goal, and honestly it's a highly achievable one, is clinical remission. Clinical remission means a complete resolution of your depressive symptoms. It's all about restoring your daily cognitive functioning, rebuilding that emotional resilience, and literally giving you your quality of life back. The underlying vulnerability might still be there, but you are effectively living symptom-free.
Section 1. What is treatment-resistant depression?
Clinically speaking, it all comes down to the number 2. In our practice, we identify treatment resistance when a patient hasn't responded adequately to 2 or more trials of standard antidepressants. So, if you've tried SSRIs or similar oral medications a couple of times and you're still not getting relief, you actually meet the clinical criteria for treatment-resistant depression.
But before moving forward with any of the advanced therapies, doctors always have to rule out what we call pseudo-resistance. We have to ask, did previous trials fail because the medication dose was just too low? Did harsh side effects force you to stop prematurely? Or are there hidden, misdiagnosed conditions lingering in the background? Things like hypothyroidism or even sleep apnea. We rigorously audit your medical history to make absolutely sure your past trials were adequate and your diagnosis is spot on.
Section 2. Why standard medications fail.
If you've been feeling like you're failing your medications, let's look at the science of why your medications might actually be failing you. Standard pills primarily target monoamines. Those are neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. But severe depression involves incredibly complex, multifaceted brain networks. Chronic stress and systemic inflammation physically change the brain, causing what's known as dendritic atrophy. Think of it literally like a tree losing its branches in a harsh winter. When your neural connections literally lose their ability to branch out and connect, standard medications that only boost serotonin simply cannot reach the root of the problem.
Section 3. Modern interventional psychiatry solutions.
This is where things get really exciting because we are looking at a massive paradigm shift. We're moving away from standard oral antidepressants, which basically just target serotonin and take weeks, sometimes months, just to show initial improvement. Instead, advanced interventional modalities target glutamate and NMDA receptors, and that drops the time to improvement down to a matter of hours or days. We are shifting from just blocking reuptake to actively achieving neuroplasticity and real neural repair.
First on the list is TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. This is an FDA-cleared, completely non-invasive procedure. It uses pulsed magnetic fields, usually over a 4 to 6 week period, to gently stimulate underactive neurons in your prefrontal cortex. It physically enhances localized blood flow, encourages new synaptic connections, and restores functional connectivity in the exact networks that regulate your mood.
Next up is esketamine nasal spray. This is FDA approved and administered strictly under direct clinical supervision in certified settings. As an NMDA receptor antagonist, it triggers a powerful glutamate surge. This surge stimulates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, essentially acting like fertilizer for your brain to quickly restore damaged neural pathways and promote rapid synaptogenesis in just hours or days.
For highly severe cases, qualified medical specialists often look to intravenous ketamine infusions. These sub-anesthetic IV infusions boast incredibly high response rates in treatment-resistant populations. IV ketamine acts exceptionally fast to repair those dendritic spines in the key emotional centers of the brain. It provides acute, rapid relief from severe depressive symptoms and can even offer immediate relief from suicidal ideation.
And we definitely can't forget advanced procedures like vagus nerve stimulation and electroconvulsive therapy. While these are typically reserved for the most severe or long-standing cases, they remain incredibly valuable medical tools. By utilizing brief electrical stimulation, these treatments achieve incredibly high response rates, particularly when urgent clinical stabilization is absolutely required.
Section 4. The power of neuroplasticity. There's a vital concept in our field that goes like this. Neuroplasticity provides the physiological clean slate, but long-term recovery depends on pairing biological treatments with structured psychotherapies. These advanced interventional treatments, they don't just reduce your symptoms, they create a critical window of neuroplasticity. This is a time when your central nervous system is exceptionally receptive to breaking old, maladaptive loops and learning entirely new emotional resilience.
This is exactly why the absolute best clinical protocols pair these biological treatments with evidence-based talk therapies like cognitive behavior therapy or acceptance and commitment therapy. Think of it this way. The medical procedures provide the biological repair. They're essentially giving you a hardware upgrade. Meanwhile, psychotherapy provides the software update during that heightened window of neuroplasticity. Put them together, and they create sustained, long-term mood stability.
Section 5. Your path to remission.
So what does it actually look like to become a patient and begin this journey? The process is incredibly structured around your safety. It starts with a comprehensive diagnostic assessment and a deep dive into your medical history to rule out that pseudo-resistance we talked about earlier. Step 2 involves baseline physiological screenings, like blood tests. Step 3 is building your individualized protocol, selecting the precise treatment modality based on your unique health history. And finally, Step 4 brings you into supervised, continuously monitored treatment sessions.
Now, achieving that initial symptom relief is really only the first part of the journey. To prevent relapse, your clinical team customizes a maintenance plan just for you. This relies on ongoing clinical follow-ups, which might mean tapering off acute treatments or scheduling periodic booster series, but just as importantly, it relies on you and your daily lifestyle. Aerobic exercise, structured sleep hygiene, and stress management are absolutely crucial to keep those newly repaired brain circuits healthy and fully functional.
Which brings us to a pivotal question for you. Are you ready to stop fighting a biological battle with the wrong tools? Traditional medication non-response no longer means a lifetime of persistent symptoms. Your brain possesses an incredible, literal capacity for repair and renewal. It just needs the right catalyst. Reach out to a medical specialist today to explore personalized, multimodal psychiatric care. Because when we finally align the right science with your resilience, what could your life look like in full clinical remission?